you came to the city of angels, which is really the city of devils. Was that like a culture clash?
A little bit, for sure. There was definitely like bits of adjustments for me, but I also went to school in Oregon, so I was kind of like, that was like my little like foreplay into like getting into this place.
But here's the problem. When you think Oregon is the foreplay for LA,
I know.
you're ill-equipped to be in LA.
Completely. Because my first year I was like, holy shit, this is like, I felt like I was swimming with sharks. I really did my first year. And I came out here, if we're talking dating, I came out here fresh from college, and I was like with a guy for 6 years. He's my high school sweetheart. We were together all through college, and then I moved out here and I was single. And I was like, shit.
Hold on. Did you date through college long distance?
No, I moved. I followed his ass. I moved to Oregon.
Okay, so you went there.
Followed him.
I followed him.
But it brought you to your destiny.
Completely. And I met my roommate there, and like tons of my best friends I met through there. So I'm so grateful that I was there. I loved Oregon.
It's funny how people come into our lives and they play a different role than we thought they would. Yeah. Sometimes they're just connecting us to our better path.
I actually thought it was funny that Portland, Oregon has more strip clubs than any other city in America.
Oh, great fact, Ron.
I thought that
great fact.
I was going to throw that out there.
It's true. And they're strip clubs.
They're still full of Oregon girls, which is, it can be good or bad, just depends on your personal taste.
Completely. And like, I mean, Oregon Duck cheerleaders are probably like arguably one of the best looking cheerleaders that you can.
Why do you say that? They're just really good looking?
They are. They're great looking. At least when I first went out there. But then I think they got in trouble for
posing for
there was something
Playboy
that
stripping?
happened. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was
Were
a lot
there
of
a lot of
controversy.
good looking students at Oregon?
There were a lot of really good looking football players at Oregon.
You know what?
Are the how do you say Oregonian? Oregonian. Are the Oregonian football players better than the LA male models?
Yeah. Because they're really athletic. They can catch balls. That's super sexy when someone can
I live in West Hollywood, and there's a lot of guys that can catch balls. A lot.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, there are.
An overwhelming
There's a lot of guys that will catch a lot of balls.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just an interesting dynamic because you're originally from Texas.
Yeah.
And then Oregon.
Yeah.
And then LA.
Then LA.
And has your dating been diverse, or have you you have a type?
I definitely do have a type, but my first year was me realizing like that my type isn't good for me because I came from Texas, so I like jocks. Like that's my type.
Everything is big in Texas.
It's true.
Is it though?
Depends on the guy.
I mean, I'm a larger man.
Yeah.
When I went to Texas, I went to Houston, I went to Dallas. I noticed that on average, the men were bigger because I'm used to being the tallest or biggest guy in the room, and that wasn't always the case.
It's true. They're huge. They're tall. They also, too, like Texas, they will hold their sons back so that they can have a better edge for football.
That was in the book Outliers that Tehran told me to read.
Actually, I was thinking of what's that movie, Varsity Blues?
Yes.
That was my introduction to Texas football at high school. It was the guy from Dawson's Creek. It was Dawson from Dawson's Creek, and it was like, I still like that movie.
That was a great
movie.
I miss that genre of movie.
I know.
You know that genre, I'd like to call it the family fun movie where everyone, even if they're friends.
I'm not trying to watch those. Yeah, I'm not watching that with my family, bro.
But the characters seemed like family. There was a cohesiveness.
There's no joke. Oh, I watched that with my best friend growing up, and there was like that strip club scene. I used to have this bed that had
the family fun show.
The family fun show. We broke my bed. Like pretending to strip dance on my bed poles as a child.
I have a theory.
I just realized I was thinking of Remember the Titans.
That is definitely family friendly.
This whole time. I was like, wait, strip club? What?
Wait, what?
George thing to do. I have this theory that secretly every girl, even the most judgmental of girls, secretly has a stripper fantasy. And when I say that is... every time I've walked into a club or any place that has a pole, you'll see, of course, at first the girls just judge the girls who are on the pole. And I'm not saying a strip club. I'm talking about a regular club. People there. The next thing you know, the same girls are spinning around the same pole, feeling it. Even if it's just a fantasy moment, they all secretly enjoy it. They just don't want the stigma of being a stripper.
Completely. And it takes like skill to actually like twist and do things on that. It's so I've done it before. Like I've like been on a party bus and everyone was dancing on the pole, and I was like, I want to get on this pole, and I like tried to do something, and I wasn't strong enough.
Yeah, it's more of acrobatics than it is stripping. And I have a confession. I was on a party bus once as well, and I tried to do a little twirl on the the pole, and it didn't go too well. I wasn't even able to spin. And then there's people hanging upside down, spinning, only holding on with their legs.
Really?
Yeah.
There were people hanging upside down. Were they men? No?
No.
Okay. So back to, we play a little game, either or.
Okay.
And this is for our listeners and viewers to all get to know you a little better, but also for us to psychoanalyze who you are as a person. Let's get to know the real Laurie. Let's remove the mask.
Okay. No mask.
Okay. So the game is played very simply.
Very simple. We're going to give you two options. Okay. You have to pick one.
Okay.
You have to pick one.
Okay. I'm going to clear my head and just
go.
All right.
Hamburger or hot dog?
Hamburger.
Interesting. So, analysis, George?
The analysis is that you don't want things that seem a little strange in your life. You appreciate things that are pretty standard.
Yeah.
Wow. I actually thought that it meant that you don't mind meat and that you could possibly kind of go both ways. That's just
I could go like my sexuality both ways.
It's more fluid than the average person.
I could say that.
Okay.
And I also am inclined to be that you may be leaning towards ambidextrous because it's easier to eat a hot dog with one hand than it is a hamburger.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah. I also feel that it means that you like big butts, because buns, I feel like the hamburger bun.
Oh yeah.
Like if you had
one though.
You like
butts,
God I did. Big butts.
Yeah.
And you cannot lie.
Yeah, but I don't have one.
Okay.
All right.
So I cry.
The next one is UFC fighter, MMA fighters, or a wrestler.
MMA fighter.
MMA fighter.
MMA fighter.
Interesting.
Sexy. They're sexy.
Selection.
She likes the cage action. So
Possibly a little kinkier side.
She may have a more adventurous side.
More behind the scenes, like a freak in the sheets, queen in the streets aspect.
Yeah.
Where you like it behind the scenes, but in public you keep this good image.
And because wrestlers, they stop at pinning you. The MMA fighters bash your face in. So that shows me that when you commit to something, you go all the way. You don't half-step the things that you take on.
Interesting.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you like being beat. I don't know.
How did you know?
I don't even know what. It's funny we talk about that, but no one would ever say I like being choked during sex. Like that's not like a public affirmation that most people would make, and yet it is something that a lot of people, and when I say people, I mean women, tend to like.
Yeah.
Or at least they tolerate. As men, we never really know what you like and what you tolerate so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I feel like sometimes it's awkward to be like, I don't like that, like right in the middle of the act. But I've gotten to the point now where I will say it. I'm like, I don't even.
How do you say it though? That's interesting.
I'm more so than anything. I guess would it be passive aggressive? Like I just move or change. Like I change positions or change.
It's not passive.
Change it up. Like I don't.
Strategic.
Yeah. If it's someone like if I'm not feeling you at all, I have no problem in stopping right in the middle and being like,
Good.
I'm out. I'm done.
Tapping out.
Yeah.
Tap out.
Tap out for sure. But more so if it's like if I'm going to continue with the action, I'll just like turn or move or
to kind of take
position,
control of the situation.
I'm kind of controlling though in bed. Like when I hook up with someone and he's like that too, like we're both like fighting for the top.
We're going to get into more of that later.
That's actually
comes right to our question.
Oh shit.
And it's about aggressiveness. We're going to get there, but before we get there, I need to know who is cooler to you, Princess Jasmine or Cinderella?
It's Princess Jasmine.
Princess Jasmine.
100%. I remember thinking she was so hot when I was young.
Whoa.
I was like, I want to be Princess Jasmine.
So my interpretation is that while you were in Oregon, you kind of fantasized about some exoticness that's out there in the world and maybe wanting to
explore the world.
Yeah, explore
a whole new world.
A whole new world.
Interesting. I see it as that you like Middle Eastern men. I feel like, and it goes hand in hand with the beating thing. So I kind of think that maybe it's a concept that you have a flair for the exotic. I don't know if you've ever engaged this flair, but I feel like it exists.
She might have gone as far as buying hummus from Whole Foods.
Have you ever had hummus?
Of course.
She has. I knew it.
Good
All
call.
tight.
That was a
I knew
good
it.
call.
I knew it.
It was a good call. So did we just skip over my either or question?
Yeah, we did.
What is it? What is it?
Well, okay.
Let me hear it.
Guy with massive acne
Oh.
Okay.
or guy with lots of chest hair.
Lots of chest hair.
Lots of chest
By
hair.
lots, he means a field.
Like
A
where I'm just
field.
like,
A full field, whereas if you try and touch his chest, your hand will get trapped and it'll
I
get
won't even
stuck.
see my hand.
Yeah, and then you won't even be able to pull your hand away.
I mean, because you can always like put a shirt on. Like I could just
Oh, that's smart.
have him or go get him a wax. My sister's an esthetician, so she could wax his chest.
So my
Which is kind of, that's weird that
interpretation
my
is
sister would wax his
you
chest.
may have watched MacGyver when you were younger. Do you know that show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bits
she
and
knew
pieces.
how to maneuver around the situation.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting MacGyver reference, G43. Interesting MacGyver reference. My thing is, I don't even know where you got that from. Okay, I can't even.
That was
I'm
intuitive.
not on board on that. I'm not on board on that.
My
I will say that this goes once again to the whole public image thing, that maybe you care a little about what people think,
Yeah.
and that can
Unfortunately.
affect you, and it can bother you, and also that you can tend to cover up your own pain. You cover up your own pain.
that was
and keep
good.
It hidden
That was really good.
instead of allowing others to see that weakness. Never let them see you cry.
Yeah. Definitely. I
And
like that.
I interpret that on Halloween, you're more of a costume person than you are a mask person.
Definitely 100%.
See?
Interesting.
100%.
Interesting.
I've never even worn a mask.
Wow. Do you want a second one since I skipped you, or do I get to ask?
It's fine.
All right. Would you rather go zip lining, where you hold on, or would you rather go bungee jumping?
Zip lining.
Me too.
Zip lining.
Zip lining.
Interesting.
And my interpretation of that is when you approach things, you look for gradual growth rather than rushing into things. Maybe scope out your surroundings, get to know the person a little more before you take that next step with them.
Yes.
And enjoy the moments, the smaller moments. For you, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
I try.
Interesting. I thought it means that you're not as spontaneous as you would like people to think you are, that it's actually a calculated risk.
Oh.
And also that you're a dumb bitch.
God, how did you know?
Bungee jump.
Bungee jump. I've never even.
What?
I don't think I've ever bungee jumped before.
Well, neither have I.
I haven't.
wouldn't
I would
do
be
that.
down to, but I love a good zip line. Like
Yeah,
over the-
nice
through
zip
the
line.
Technically
jungle.
speaking, it would be. I wanted to be like, you're not a dumb bitch, but just the shock value.
Did
of
it feel better to say it
dumb
like
bitch.
that?
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, that was like, whoa.
That was like, whoa.
Whoa, and yet you were on board.
I know, I mean, it was a yes
because you have to
anding.
drop
Disclosure, everyone, two comedians. We all know how to take a joke.
No. You know, I hate when people discredit my opinion because I'm a comedian.
I'm trying to help you, buddy.
I don't want help. You know, when I
don't
say
want
something,
help.
I stick by it. I will be the person that says whatever I want to say and will not apologize for what I've said.
Yeah, like the time you totally humiliated me on the air for listening to Sam Smith while I had my face mask on and refused to give me a public apology. And while I was also wearing just a towel and a face mask and listening to Sam Smith. And there might have been candlelight, lavender candle involved, but
I don't understand why I was supposed to apologize.
Were you with? Was this just due on a Tuesday?
I was on a man.
No, this wasn't just me. It wasn't just him on a Tuesday. It was me going over there, and he's just. This is what he
living
was
his
doing.
best life.
That's what he was
that
doing.
was my
drinking wine. By the way,
I hope
drinking
it was
wine.
rosé.
I have a process. and
Drinking wine.
I don't
and
like
watching
to,
Eat, Pray, Love.
if-
I just want to throw
if
that out there.
that's
as
my
well.
safe place in my environment, why can I not welcome my brother into that environment with me to experience that with me, that sense of peace?
Yeah, I mean that's why you have that glow to your skin right now.
Yes, exactly.
It's got that glow.
I was with a young lady, and
Yeah.
it seemed like we were lovers at that point.
She was
And
like, I don't know if you guys do it.
Yeah.
So
she kind
it
of
was like
left,
a setup.
and then the guy who I didn't know I was dating, broke up with me.
Oh.
He was dating a guy.
I didn't know I was dating. The guy was dating me.
You had no
I
idea?
knew they were dating. He just had no idea. He's like,
were you thinking that you guys were just friends?
He's
I thought I had
paying
this-
for dinner.
I have this great
He's
best
always paying for
friend.
dinner.
Yeah, but I thought I had like
That's what he said. He was like, he's so nice. He won't ever let me pay for dinner.
I thought I
And
had
he
a
always
better-
walks me back to my apartment because he's like, I live in Hollywood, so it's a little dangerous. So it's so nice how he walks me to my apartment. I
where
guess.
Tehran
I'm a
falls
bigger guy, but I
short
like
in
it.
life, emotional connection and
Yeah.
emotional care and empathy, this guy had.
Yeah.
So I thought I had replaced my best friend, only to find out that he had ulterior motives with me.
You wanted that butt.
Yeah.
He did, and he almost had it.
He didn't get
almost
it.
had it.
Almost had it.
Almost had it.
There was
you were
a
like,
day.
if you're taking me to Mastro's, maybe.
You know
And-
what? It was actually he took him to like a really nice place, and they went and just had like a fantastic.
It was a
night.
nice brunch
And
that
that's-
turned into a dinner.
Exactly. It was a whole day thing. And,
Mimosas. Yeah.
and George was like, I mean, this isn't my thing, but no one's put in this much
You're like,
effort
I'm
before.
swept away.
So I
no
rea-
one puts effort in it anymore.
I realized something was off, because after the dinner, you're right. People don't want to put in that effort. I may have gotten carried away with the effort. After this,
You put in effort. when
we
you
go
were
back.
girl.
I said, hey, there's this great series on Netflix if you want to watch it. He said, sure. I fell asleep. And then when I woke up, he was taking pictures of me in my sleep. And that's when I said,
Yes, he was taking pictures of George in his.
something may be a little different.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys were like Netflix and chilling at that point.
I didn't know we were. I thought we were just Netflixing.
No, they were Netflix.
I
and
thought we were
chilling.
only
Chilling.
A little too
Netflixing.
hard. A little too
Having
hard.
a photo shoot. Did you get the photos back? Did you make him delete them? Did you?
No,
What
I
did he do
didn't.
with them?
I
Do
let
you
him
think it's for
have
his
that.
spank
I let him
bank?
have that moment.
It's for a spank bank for sure.
I don't know. Do you feel like guys have this spank bank?
Do you have a spank bank? Do you guys?
I have a memory bank.
Okay.
So my memory bank, most men look at porn when they masturbate.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I remember good times and they're stored in my brain. And I like the euphoria of scent, of feel, of the temperature in the room. And I kind of go into my senses and I tap into those moments.
Yeah.
Is
and
one
with
of
the
those
face
good
mask.
times-
with
Because
the face
sex is
mask
The
on.
brunch
Yeah.
turns into a dinner.
No, it was
The good
not.
times.
No, it was
That
not.
You
Thinking
felt
about-
so good that day.
No, it was not. That has
he
never
called me.
happened.
He was like, "You've never taken me to brunch, lunch,
he hasn't.
dinner."
Were you
He
like, I
hasn't.
got this new friend. You need to step up your
Yes,
friendship
he did.
game.
And I was like, "You have a new boyfriend."
That's what you
And
got.
He just treats you better than I have.
Well, you know what? He actually listened to my problems, something that Tehran's never done.
Toronto's like, I'm not doing that
I'm
shit.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. My favorite character in the book just died is not a problem that needs to be addressed towards me.
It
Don't
hurt
call
me.
me.
It impacted me.
No, it wasn't even a book. I apologize. Poem. My favorite character in the poem.
It was a poem in a book of poetry, so technically it was a book.
Yeah,
It just has
technically.
nothing to do with it. Don't call
Technically.
me. Don't call me about
You
that.
you had some feelings and you wanted to share that.
Yeah, I wanted to reflect, and he wasn't there to reflect with me.
God, why?
All right.
Why
So-
would you do that?
So, overly emotional guy
Yeah.
or
Nonchalant,
no,
Dead inside.
dead inside.
most of us are.
That was deep.
Aggressive guy.
Emotional.
Emotional
I
guy.
can't deal with like super aggressive guy. I hate fights. Like I could never be with a guy that just got into fights all the time. I couldn't. I would have no time for that.
Fights with you or fights with others? Which kind of fight
Others. Or me.
Interesting.
I'm not I don't like to fight. I've never been someone that likes to argue, or I've never like picked, I mean, you pick fights with people, but I don't like that shit. I'm not very, I don't like it.
You don't like conflict. You're not a
Hate
real
it.
conflict
I
person.
I will say it's my fault, even when I know it's not, just to avoid.
To avoid it.
But I definitely hold on to
But
that.
you don't
like
feel
I'm
like
pissed
that's
off a little bit about
You don't feel
having
like
to do
that's a
that.
problem that can exactly the fact that you hold it in.
I mean, I'm getting better at it now to where I will like address things, but oh my God, like my people pleasing, I'm finally like getting to a point where I'm working through not being that way, but for the longest time I was.
That's just interesting. I feel like there are a lot of women who maybe because of the way we raise boys and girls differently. That a lot of women do have this passive aggressive nature or this way of dealing with things. Like you said, they're people pleasers. So it's either you're a teddy bear or become a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
It's either teddy bear or grizzly bear.
That's me. I'm a Libra.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's sometimes I just need to know where I stand so I know my boundary up front.
Yeah.
And sure, there's ways that you should say it and shouldn't, easier and displeasing. However, holding it inside and that resentment becomes baggage. And I don't know what I've done wrong.
Completely.
So
Because that's definitely bit me in the ass.
It builds
before when I've
up.
been in
It builds up.
relationships.
And now you're furious with me and want to break up. And I just thought I changed the channel.
Yeah. But that is a big thing. I also think, too, it is good, like what you said, establishing boundaries on the forefront. Like right when you're getting into it, putting down the boundaries is really important. I
agree with
used
that.
to not be as good at doing that. Unless you like really bother me, I will let you know. But
You avoid
now,
so many
yeah.
issues and a lot of conflict.
But then you also too like what you said, it boils down and like you change a channel and someone's like, what the hell? And then it's like, it wasn't that, it was like these other things.
They all built
Yeah.
up. That's why
Well, 'cause-
boundaries sexually, emotionally, everything
Yeah.
should be kind of placed up front in conversations where
Yeah.
it's, I don't like this. I don't do this.
I think it too is important to learn early on in a relationship how you guys fight. Because I think how you fight determines whether or not your relationship can actually stand.
Is there fighting in a good way?
Yeah, I think that there's good. I think it's like, if you have
I
a problem,
agree.
you
A
need
nice
to be able to
tension.
address it. And then if you guys can resolve it, because I mean, long-term relationships, you're always going to have
You're bound
issues.
to have the fight.
And if you guys can't fight healthy, then it's kind of,
A lot of people say that they like fighting because it increases the sexual tension and leads to better sex.
Yeah.
Is that true? Or
I don't know, because I'll have to get back to you on that.
okay,
I
like
got to
how
find
healthy
someone to
fighting.
fight with first, and then
In that
Gotcha.
manner.
In that
just never
manner.
had
I've never had
in that way
Yeah.
come back around.
Okay.
my ex and I never fought, and that was definitely a
Oh.
big problem for us.
got you.
I would like black out and bring up all this shit. It was a poor thing. He
All
had
right.
to. He dealt with.
He had to
some
deal
shit.
with a
He's-
lot.
He had
He's
to, but he
done.
did some shit too. So
Sure, I'm not
it
saying
was equal.
he
But
was
yeah,
an
but
angel.
that would be a lot to have to deal with.
Because that's interesting. I mean, I
Our
feel like
last
we
either
get,
or.
Yeah,
Do that?
I feel
Our
like
last
we're getting
either?
to know the real
A
Laurie
lot better.
Douglas.
So last either or, public nudity or your DMs, journals, and private messages all being read out loud and shared with the world.
I think my private message. My private messages. I'm a comic, so it's pretty much I don't have anything to hide.
I would go with the private messages too.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'd walk around butt ass naked before anyone could read.
I've always
Before anyone could read
Look.
anything.
I mean,
that
I would
I've
be
done in my
the biggest
life,
thing I would be
yeah.
embarrassed is that they'd see like my misspelling of all my words in my journal. That's like going to be the
See,
biggest embarrassment for me.
I killed John F. Kennedy. Like, I mean, I
No.
just have a lot of skeletons.
I
got
would,
tons.
definitely go with the messages. The first penis I saw was at the YMCA with older men when I was just a 4-year-old
So
child.
you never looked at your own penis. You just
Never,
looked around.
never.
It's different.
And you saw.
It's different when you still have the baby D when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And then you see this like big
So the
nasty
first
thing.
man dick you saw.
I thought it
Yeah.
was like looked like an elephant trunk. The first
Yeah,
penis I
and
saw.
exactly. I
was like, what the fuck?
And I thought it was going to just like run me over or maul me or something. And I was traumatized since. So I don't think I'd ever have the interest in
and that
Until
was
you
the
met your
last time you
boyfriend.
saw a man dick
Until
until
his
you
boyfriend.
saw your boyfriend.
The boyfriend's dick.
I never saw that.
And then he was like, yeah.
Chill. Netflix and chill. Which is also, it's
I woke up
funny,
with the
but
dick on my
also
face.
worries me that you've never seen a man dick and you have a penis. All right, so
You're like, it's based on
I'm a soul. I'm a soul. So maybe I haven't. I am not. Words of the week, okay? I am not. I don't have a soul. I am a soul having the human experience. This is Mr. GK, and these are my words of the week. So maybe I don't have one.
this goes hand in hand with the masks and the towel and the lavender candles and eat, pray, love, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Try
I'm
out
just
this.
letting you
Try
know.
out this Zen life, bro.
I'm just letting you know.
Just try it out.
Just,
I've seen you not be so zen, buddy.
Yeah, just-
in the recent past.
just hug a tree.
I've seen you not be so zen. I've seen you not be so zen. But this last analysis of the concept of being ready to read your DMs and private messages over public nudity, maybe you have some insecurities
Definitely.
about your body, even though clearly you are a beautiful woman on the inside and outside, but you have some insecurities physically that you don't wish to share with the world.
Yeah.
Also, it means to me that you have a guard up, but you hide behind a wall of transparency where it looks like I can see inside, but I don't. There's still a wall, but just because you kind of tell us, oh, this is what's wrong with me, but there's still a huge wall that's there. And it's just not as easy to see that it's there.
That was intense. My analysis was a little less intense. I feel like she's willing to share these DMs because she doesn't take life so seriously.
I feel that she does. I feel she takes life a little too seriously.
She feels that, you know what? Life is, and by not seriously, I mean she doesn't take all of the criticism and judgment so seriously.
I think she takes it so seriously that she tosses it out as if, oh, it doesn't bother me, but it really does bother her. It's the reverse of her passive aggressive, the people pleasing.
Whoa!
Like, look, I'm fine. It's nothing. It's fine. And then
is Tehran striking a chord?
For sure, a little bit. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So
we should be aware of people in this manner. When people are always, and we've seen this in the world, is the I'm fine people also turn out to be the Anthony Bourdains, and we need to be aware of this. We can't just take things for granted and people for granted, and sometimes, and that's the fine line between persistence and insistence. We don't need to insist there's a problem. But if there's a problem, we do need to persist and find out what it is. And that's something that a lot of guys, we have a lot of trouble doing because we don't do it that way. And we don't like things done that way.
Yeah.
When you ask me what's wrong and I say nothing, 99% of the time, I really mean nothing.
Yeah.
When I ask a woman what's wrong and she says nothing, toss up, bro.
Oh, there's a good chance there's something wrong.
Unfair conclusion to draw. I'm rather transparent as a man, and if something is bothering me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I share it, and if I say nothing's wrong, then nothing's maybe wrong. And I feel like the women who I've dated, emphasize women who I've dated, not the boyfriend who dated me because I technically never dated him, have been the same way. They've been pretty transparent.
Because
and when I asked, is something wrong?
You asked
they shared it with me and we talked about it.
If there was something wrong and they said nothing and we were kicked off a TV show. So I feel that
was an outlier.
Okay. I also feel that there was one time you asked someone if there was something wrong and she said nothing and she was married to someone else the next week.
Oh,
that was an outlier.
Okay. Then I remember there was...
Okay, stop.
He's got a lot.
Stop.
He's got a lot of examples.
You win.
Okay.
Can we do the crush? Okay, let's do our crush,
so
please.
Each week we pick
let's brighten up the mood.
A type of crush, and we want to find out more about who you find appealing, and especially since you have a type.
Yeah, and this is catered towards you specifically.
Yeah. Okay. If you had a comedian crush.
Oh my gosh.
Who would it be?
I have a couple right now.
Sure.
Okay. It could be a couple.
Yeah. I've been thinking that D'Elia's pretty sexy.
Okay.
But just because I saw him on stage recently and he had, like, I hadn't seen him go up in a while and I was like, damn, he's got swag.
Was it the beard?
I don't know what it was. It was just
Chris
like
D'Elia, does he even
his
have a beard?
energy. I don't know what it was. I thought it was sexy.
I thought he just has long hair.
No, I think he has a beard.
And I even thought, like, I saw Lenoci a while back ago, and I'd seen him like years ago.
You saw him when he was a boy.
Yeah,
He's
and then I
now.
saw him do his set, and he was like talking about riding a scooter. And at the end, I was like, I would fucking ride his scooter. Like, at the end, not like I would. I don't fuck comedians. But like at the end, I was like, damn, like he like looped this around and like,
wow.
I think there's some chicks in the audience that would be down for that.
No, really. I've seen Michael Lenoci, who's a good friend of mine, and we've known him for a long time, actually. Saw him last night. He's actually grown so much.
He's
grown up. Yeah.
Great.
But there's a swagger on stage that I feel girls become attracted to once they see you perform.
It evolves completely. But the thing is,
And you're good. When they see you performing, you're good.
Yeah. I think Ron G's really great too. I think he's awesome, but he's like engaged and spoken for. But like, as far as just like watching someone, I also think Stephen Glickman's like I really enjoy watching him on stage.
That's what's up. So the celebrity crushes went Chris D'Elia, Michael. So the comedian crushes went.
We went comedians, right?
We got a top three. No, we're saying comedians. So we have who gets the number one spot?
Chris
Is it D'Elia?
Michael Lenoci, Ron G, Stephen Glickman. That is a very wide range.
I don't know if D'Elia gets like my top.
Sure.
Who's the number one? Right. I think you seem pretty adamant about the scooter.
It seems like the scooter.
I was just shocked that I was like, by the end of it, I was like, oh my God, I'm like weirdly attracted to him. And
That's real.
never felt that way.
He's a cute guy.
He's cute.
Yes.
He's cute. But I used to like work with him at the parlor back in the day. I think he was like a bus boy back then. Like,
and now
he
he's
was like
grown into a bartender.
And then I saw
he's
him,
about
I
to
would see him
tend
like
your
at
bar.
mics
Sure.
and like all that stuff. And it's just interesting to see a comic when you see their set like starting out. It's really fresh and it's like real new and they're working the kinks out. And then you see it evolve into this wonderful bit. It's so cool.
So you're attracted because the second part of the question is why. So we've identified why.
I think
it's the confidence, maybe the ambition.
Yeah, definitely.
Ambition.
I think that's sexy.
Success.
Sexy.
Are you attracted to success?
I think everybody is to an extent, right? Don't we like a little bit of success? I
Yes,
think
we
so.
sure do.
If I was like, no, I just like losers, the worse and worse
Only if you
are.
like losers, huh?
But trying to think of who else I find. There was someone I was thinking about recently that I thought was real, like, had a thing, but I'm blanking now.
It's okay. So who's the number one out of the comedians? If you had to pick one from the list.
I mean, I think Dave Chappelle would be number one.
Chappelle.
Right? Like, he's just got something about. I feel
It
like
would
he
have
would
to be
like.
Chappelle.
I feel like he would be a really good lover.